Hi, friends. Today we talk about speaking English. Not reading, not writing. Speaking. Many learners spend years studying English. They know grammar. They know vocabulary. They pass exams. They read books. But when it's time to speak, nothing comes out. Silence. Fear. Stress. Does this sound like you? If yes, don't worry. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are simply human. Every learner feels this way at first. Here's the truth. Speaking English is not magic. It's not a special gift. It's a skill. And skills can be learned. Step by step. Word by word. Day by day. And today, I'll show you how to start. Simple, friendly, clear. So you can finally open your mouth and let the words flow. Step 1. Change your mindset. Let me ask you a question. Do you still see English as a school subject? Something full of exams, marks, and rules? If yes, my friend, it's time to change the way you see it. English is not just a subject. English is not only for tests. English is a bridge to people, a bridge to culture, a bridge to opportunity. Think about it. When you meet someone from another country, what language do you use? English. When you watch movies, listen to songs, or read books from around the world, what language do you often find? English. So when you treat English as a tool for connection, it suddenly feels lighter. It feels alive. You stop worrying, am I correct? Instead, you start thinking, am I connecting? Let me share a story. One of my students, Ramesh, was very shy. He always thought English was about grammar, exams, and being perfect. So he never spoke. One day I told him, Ramesh, forget about perfect English. Just use English to talk to me like a friend. He was nervous at first, but slowly he tried. Sir, I go to market. Simple words, not perfect, but clear. I understood him, and that moment changed everything. Now let me ask you, what matters more? Perfect grammar, or the courage to say your first sentence? Of course it's courage. Because courage builds connection, and connection builds confidence. So, my friend, forget the fear. Forget the pressure. You are not here to impress. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to express. You are here to connect. And connection is always enough. Step 2. Start with simple sentences. Let me ask you something. Do you think you need long, difficult sentences to start speaking English? Many learners think so. But the truth is, you don't. You don't need fancy words. You don't need complex grammar. You just need small, simple sentences. For example, this is my book. I like tea. I am learning English. That's it. Simple, clear, complete. Now, why does this work? Because every time you say a simple sentence, your brain gets a small success. And success builds confidence. One of my students, Aisha, used to wait for the perfect English. She wanted to speak like a native from day one. But this thinking stopped her. She never spoke. So I gave her an exercise. Every day, just say 3 short sentences about her life. On day 1, she said, I am happy today. On day 2, I have 2 brothers. On day 3, my mother cooks rice. Simple? Yes. Powerful? Also yes. Because after 2 weeks she was speaking 10 sentences in a row. Small steps created big progress. So let me ask you, can you make one small sentence right now? Try it. Say, I am learning English. Feel it. Own it. Smile as you say it. That smile is your confidence growing. Step 3. Talk to yourself. Now you may ask, but teacher, who will I practice with? Good question. My answer is simple. Start with yourself. Yes, talk to yourself. Out loud. It may feel strange in the beginning, but trust me, it works like magic. Look around you. See a chair? Say, this is my chair. See the sky? Say, the sky is blue. Cooking? Say, I am cutting vegetables. Walking? Say, I am going to the shop. One of my students, Fatima, tried this. She lived in a small village with no English speakers around her. She felt hopeless. But I told her, Fatima, your house can be your classroom. So every day she described what she saw. I am opening the door. I am reading a book. I am drinking water. After 3 months, her mouth was used to English. Her ears were used to her own English. And when she finally spoke to another person, she was surprised. It came out naturally. So, my friend, don't wait for a partner. Be your own partner. Your home can be your school, your street can be your practice ground, and your voice can be your best teacher. Step 4. Use daily English. Let me ask you, what kind of English do you really need first? Is it Shakespeare? Is it big, complex words? Number. It's the English you use every day. Think about it. Ordering food, asking for directions, greeting people, talking about the weather. These are real conversations. So practice them. Can I have coffee, please? How are you today? It's a beautiful day. One of my students, Omar, focused only on textbooks. He could write essays, but he couldn't order food in a restaurant. The first time he traveled, he froze. He didn't know how to ask for water. I taught him a simple line. Can I get water, please? He used it, and guess what? He got water. He laughed and said, Sir, English works. That day he realized practical English is power. So, my friend, start with the English you need today. Daily English first, advanced English later. Step 5. Listen and repeat. Here's a secret. Speaking starts with listening. If you want to speak naturally, you must first hear naturally. So what should you do? Listen and repeat. Not in your head, out loud. Take a short clip, a movie line, a podcast, a song lyric. Listen carefully, then repeat like an echo. For example, you hear, "How are you doing?" Don't just repeat the words. Copy the music. Copy the rhythm. Say it with the same energy. One of my students, Maria, loved movies, but she only watched with subtitles. I told her, don't just read. Listen, then repeat out loud. She started copying lines from friends. At first, she laughed at herself, but after some time, Her English sounded natural, not robotic. So let me ask you, what do you listen to? A song? A video? Try it today. Listen once. Repeat once. Do it daily. Your mouth will learn the sound, your brain will learn the rhythm, and fluency will follow. Step 6. Don't fear mistakes. Let me ask you, are you afraid of mistakes? Most learners are. But here's the truth. Mistakes are not your enemy. They are your teachers. Many students wait for perfect English. They wait and never speak. But perfection never comes first. Practice comes first. One of my students, Raj, refused to speak. He always said, "Sir, what if I am wrong?" I told him, "Raj, if you are silent, you are 100% wrong. But if you speak, you are already 50% right." He laughed. He tried. He said, "I go to market." Wrong grammar, yes. But I understood him. I replied, "Great. You went to the market. What did you buy?" He smiled. He realized his mistake didn't stop communication. It started communication. So, my friend, speak bravely, even if it's broken. Broken English communicates. Silent English communicates nothing. Step 7. Speak with others. After practicing alone, it's time to share your English. Find a partner, a friend, a classmate, or even someone online. Start small. Don't talk about politics or science. Talk about simple human things. What did you eat today? What's your favorite movie? Where do you want to travel? One of my students, Lena, joined an online English group. The first time, she was silent. She just listened. The second time, she said only one sentence. "I like pizza." Everyone laughed. Not at her, but with her. She laughed too. That moment gave her courage. Now she speaks every week, and her English has grown fast. So remember, English grows faster when shared. Every conversation is a seed. The more you plant, the more you grow. Step 8. Make speaking a habit. Do you think one day of practice is enough? Or 1 week? Number speaking is like exercise, like music. It needs repetition. So make it a daily habit. Just 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, 10 minutes on the bus. One of my students, Ali, recorded himself every night for 1 minute. Just 1 minute. At first, his voice was shaky. His sentences were short. But after 30 days, he played the first recording and the last recording, and the difference shocked him. He said, "Sir, I didn't believe it was me." That's the magic of habit. Small daily practice creates big change. So ask yourself, can you give 5 minutes today? If yes, your English will thank you tomorrow. Step 9. Enjoy the journey. Finally, let me ask you, are you enjoying English? Or are you treating it like a burden? If it feels heavy, change the way you learn. Don't just study, play, laugh, sing, enjoy. Watch funny videos in English, sing songs loudly, read simple stories you love, smile when you hear English. Don't see it as homework, see it as a friend. One of my students, Sarah, hated English. It gave her stress. I asked her, "What do you love?" She said, K-pop. She did. Slowly, her stress became fun. Today, she enjoys English songs daily, and her fluency has grown naturally. So, my friend, make English joy, not stress. If you enjoy the journey, your brain learns faster, and your heart stays motivated.